Okay. This is Chazz Says Anything. Episode 54. Upsets, shocking endings, and Taylor Swift in NFL Week 2. I don't know if you can hear this. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Are You Ready? By Disturbed. Man, what a week. What a freaking week. All right, I know if you've seen this, comments. Oh, hold on. I have to turn my phone to off. Is it off already? Silent mode on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I got to put my phone on silent. If you've watched a lot of football this weekend, it's been a crazy, crazy weekend. If you saw the comments between myself and Bri the Biker, Taylor Swift will not be on today. It's unfortunate. I don't know her. I don't know her representatives, but she will not be on. I don't mean to entice with the name, but I will talk about her, and she will be talked about, and can be discussion if people want to discuss. I'm more than willing to. I'd love to, honestly, because it is a hot topic. Taylor Swift. Again, so if you like what you see, like what you hear, please click the subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner. It has the mouth open. That's me, usually. Okay, let's start off with Chazz K's 2024-2025 NFL Confidence Pool Week winners. You might recognize that name. That was Week 1's winner. It's also Week 2's winner. Mike Wojcik, first place, got 182 points out of possible 270. That's how bad everybody did. Upsets was the absolute one word that is about Week 2 NFL. I mean, nobody saw this coming. Absolutely nobody saw this coming with some of these teams. And then, second place. We do have a new second place, and he was 2 points behind. This is how interesting this confidence pool can be. You could be this close, and even third place, 168 points. You can be that close to being in the money. So, congratulations, Carlos. He got 182 points. 180 points. Mike Wojcik got 182. So, I'm going to share the screen real quick. You got to see. This is how bad of an upset this week was. Yes. You got to see this. So, look how much red there is. Like, this is one of the more disgusting things I've seen when it comes to football. Like, how red it is. It should be green. A lot of us know football. A lot of us here, 1 through 15, 20, 25, 34. We know football. We're all football fans. This shouldn't happen. So, you can see right here, the little yellow here, that's me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wrong. Now, out of those 9, 3 to 4 of those upsets, almost everybody got wrong. 2 comments. Wow, this is in remove. Who we got talking here? Okay. Chazz in the house. He says, hello, hey, Bri the Biker. Nice to see you. Brian, this is start today. I don't know what his name is, but he's an Atlanta Falcons fan, and I'm going to talk about that very, very shortly. Stop screen. There we go. Okay, so just a little talk about the pool. Like I said, shout out to Dawn, Patrick, Adamir, John D, Paul, Rigo, why am I forgetting KK's name? And Jeff, who is Deuces, top 10 for this week. Good job, guys. Okay, and then for the year so far, Riamos, who Mike Wojcik, that's who. Mike is in first by, if I do the math right, 54 points over second place. Mike is 54 points over second place. Bryce said, yo, what's up, start today. So, Like I said, this is fun, but this wasn't fun trying to figure this out. Like, there was a lot of people just, I don't want to say crying, but in their head they were crying. So that's that. I'll put this to the side. I'll need that for later tomorrow. Okay, my pick six. We got a comment. Now we need what? Yeah, well, I don't think she's coming on. She hasn't. I haven't talked to her in a little bit, so she's been pretty busy. She was it her in the hospital, or her sister Trish was in the hospital, one of the two. Okay, oops, wrong one. My pick six for week 2. Number 1, lost. I thought the Giants would beat Washington. Dead wrong. Didn't see us losing the kicker. Didn't see us dealing with kicker issues. And let me get into this real quick with the kicker. I'll get to the comment. Let me get to this with the kicker. I read from a NewJersey.com report that Dable knew that Gano was hurt. If that's true, he needs to answer for that. Period. Oh, I forgot. I don't even have my microphone up. Sorry. Anyway. I'm not a fan of not knowing certain things. As a fan. And if you know your kicker's not gonna go, you need to bring him with you on your trip. That practice guy should have done it. Now, apparently they signed a guy off the Lions practice squad. It's fine. So be it. You got somebody. That's going to be a strike if this is true. And if I'm the owner, that's strike 1. You start flubbing some more. You start losing games more. You're going to get to strike 2 and strike 3. Just saying. Be prepared. There's going to be a lot of anti-Giant today. If I talk about Giants, because the only pro, and you non-Giant fans want to get on me, fine. Daniel Jones did not have a bad game. He threw for 2 touchdowns. Did not throw an interception that I can remember. Okay, it was a pretty clean game, and there was a rushing touchdown by Singletary. They just could. They have a kicker. They go to overtime. I've said this all week this week. They have a kicker, or since Sunday. I've said this since Sunday. They have a kicker. We go to overtime. We might get a win. Plain and simple. That's my moment right there. All right, 2 comments. Let's see what we got. Let's get subscriptions. Everyone hit that button. Dude, you have no idea. You want to market for me? I need a marketing person that works for free. Go ahead. You can do it. Brian doesn't know the people that would want to watch this, but I know you do. So you can market for me. I have no problem with that. Anyway, getting to the next game, which I did get right, and I figured I'd be right. You cannot sleep on these Jets. These Jets are going to be good. You got to watch this. I know I'm making a lot of Jet fans happy if I'm right. And I think I am. The Jets will start to win games. They're going to beat their division. Miami looks like they're done for the next 4 weeks. New England, they're good, but they're not good, if you know what I mean. And Buffalo will be the team to beat because they have the quarterback to do it. They also have a set of people on the team to do it. Okay, so that will happen. And then you can see I did pick Miami to beat Buffalo, thinking Tua was going to do something. Tua gets hurt. You don't expect me to be picking Miami that much ever, at least for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So I lost that game. Continue. I lost this game like everybody else did. Baltimore, I had over Vegas 32-24. In a shocker, Vegas beats Baltimore 26-23. What? I know the Raiders have a great defense. I know the Raiders have a great defense. The issue is Baltimore has a great offensive line. They've had this line for, they might have a rookie here or there. This is supposed to be a machine. Baltimore is supposed to have that. Where was it? I'm glad I'm not a Baltimore fan. I'd be out of my wits over this game. Like, Max Crosby lit up Lamar Jackson. Lamar is now having nightmares, probably through today. with 98 coming at him. Houston over Chicago. I suspected that would be close, and it was pretty close. It was within 6, so that's not too bad. I'll get off of that, and now I'm going to start today very happy. I had Philly over Atlanta. And then something happened over at Philadelphia that I don't think I've ever seen. Atlanta just had enough with Kirk Cousins and lack of Bijan Robinson. I mean, they had a dual quarterback going that I didn't know about. It worked. They have receivers. Not one person mentioned Michael Penix Jr. I mean, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Atlanta somehow comes out and defeats the Philadelphia Eagles in their home, in their first game, 22-21. And now let's break this down. I'll get to the comment. I know it's start today being very happy right now, probably. Let's break this down to what Philly did wrong. Number one. And I'm not going to say Saquon Barkley number one, because he actually had a good game. Number one is Sirianni. And I'm saying, when I say you, Sirianni, you went 1 for 4 in fourth down conversions. And your second quarter fourth down was the nail in your coffin yesterday. And I'll tell you why. Because, and you probably know this already, you kicked that field goal and add everything else to what you did that game. You're winning by 9 with 3 minutes to go. By the math, you're winning by 9. Atlanta has no shot. You don't have to throw to Barkley. This I put in my wife's head. She remembered this in the fourth quarter. That made her more mad. Like, Brian, if you're still on, Beth was more mad because she knew that than anything else that could have happened. I educated her to the point where she got even more elevation in her anger at her team. And then number 2, like I said, still not Saquon. It's what happened after Saquon dropped that ball. They let him go. Why am I forgetting his name? The quarterback. They let him go down 70 yards in 6 plays. 70 yards in 6 plays. They made him look like he was Joe Montana threading the Detroit Lions of 1985. Like, wow, it was amazing. And they get enough to get the Koo, who's easily one of the top 5 kickers, like Jake Elliott, easily one of the top 5 kickers in the league. Koo kicks that easy field goal with 29 seconds to go. Game was over. Like, there was no shot Eagles were coming back. And I went 2-4 because of that. Everybody in my pool, minus one person, 33 out of 34 people, had the Eagles winning this game. This was the cherry on top of the upset weekend. This absolutely was the cherry on top of the upset weekend. 2 comments. What's my opinion on Buffalo? They're the real New York team. You're the best. Thank you. Appreciate that. Say that when you're marketing me. Anyway, I will get to Buffalo. That's with the rest of the games. And I'll get to that. Let me do next week's Pick 6. Read right there. First one, you 3 people watching. Who did I pick? Giant game. I picked Cleveland. Sorry, Giants. Getting a new kicker does not prove anything to me. Jones is going to have a game. Neighbors probably going to score again. I hope he does. But Cleveland's winning that game, 27-17. New England, 21. I think they score. I think they can score. I think that, and maybe they don't, because they are going to be in New York. And under this new regime, we'll see if they can do well in New York. I think the Jets are easily scoring 28 points on that New England defense. Next game. And I'll get to New Orleans because of what happened, over the weekend. New Orleans, I see beating Philly in New Orleans 34-28. Sorry, Philly. Sorry, Beth. Sorry, Ahmad. I don't know who other Philly fans I know. Sorry. I'm doing it. Going against the Giants, going against Philly. I'm not even putting Dallas in there because we'll talk about Dallas. Kansas City at Atlanta. I'm sorry, start today. I think you did great last week. There's something about Kansas City, and I need to murmur some of the idiots that say don't bet against Mahomes. I'm going to call you idiots, and I'm going to tell you why you're an idiot to not bet against Mahomes. I've had Mahomes as a fantasy player, including this year, for 3 of the last 5 years. You know how many times he's underperformed in a game? See my fingers? I have 10 fingers. In 3 of those 5 years, it's more than 10 times. You don't want to bet against somebody? Don't bet against Andy Reid. Rephrase your statement. Make it, don't bet against Andy Reid. That's more logical to say. This weekend has got me flustered. It really has. And then I got 2 more games. I'll get to the 4 comments now. A lot of comments. Buffalo over Jacksonville in Buffalo. I think Jacksonville's not quite there still yet. They got the quarterback. They just don't have anybody else. And then Cincinnati. And I'm going to say this for my people who, if they watch, remember. Excuse me. There are 2 Monday games. 2 Monday games. The game you will use for your game for the tiebreaker is the Washington at Cincinnati game. And I put 47. I actually put 45, whatever. So my thought was 45, so it is what it is. But I think it's Washington at 27-20 in my opinion, or something around that. It's going to be close. Because Washington's not a bad team. They're really not. And Cincinnati, and my buddy Myron will tell you this, and even though they're 0-2, they're a good team. They really are. So that's my picks for next week. 5 comments. Let's see if any are worthy to put on. Can we have Beth rant about the weekend of the sport? See, she's actually on the phone right now. I can hear her. She's still on the phone with my brother's girlfriend. So I can't wait to see what that conversation's about. And maybe Kevin, if my brother actually pops on, we'll figure it out. But yeah, that might, if the Eagles lose next week, Brian, I guarantee she'll come on to her computer and pop on. It's almost a guarantee. If the Eagles lose next week, there will be ire. I promise you that. Start today, Brian. I love this idea. Another one. Her Eagles rant was epic. Yeah. Okay, that was a couple years ago. Okay, that was a couple years ago. In my beginning years, she had but the rant was about more Eagle haters and people that were railing on her page. Her Facebook page. I think an Eagles rant 2 years later about her team, if they lose 2 in a row, would be epic. I agree on that. Next, start today. This says anything crew has well, right now there's only 3 of us. Crew merch store. Well, okay, Brian, you could do that. You could set up my store, dude. I think that would be good for you. All the Chazz says anything. I have the 1 or 2 different things I could give you. Thinking about it. Got a lot of comments there. Okay. So let's see the rest of NFL Week 2. Let's go through it. We talked about Miami, Buffalo, Baltimore, Vegas. We talked about that killed everybody but one. one of the, like I said, 4 or 5. The one that everybody had right, and you're going to have it right because you do know Carolina. The Chargers beat Carolina in Carolina 26-3. And what happened after this loss is a little suspect. Bryce Harper. Okay, he's Philadelphia. He's a Philly. He's not a Carolina Panther. Bryce Young has been benched for Andy Dalton. I think it's a little early for that, but they seem to know better, and that's fine. I'll get to the comment. I want to get through all this. Dallas fans. I don't want to hear that you're America's team ever again. That's past. That is past. You want to say you're Jerry's team? Go for it. That is Jerry's team. Jerry's team in Dallas lost 44-19. 44-19. Where was Micah? Everything's Micah. Everything's Dak. What did Dak do? He threw interceptions. He gave him $50 million a year. He does that? And then, wait, I just saw that. The top 2 winners actually picked Dallas at 1 and 2, when the rest of us had double digits, mostly. What did they know that we didn't? That's what I want to know. Anyway. Next. Tampa Bay beat Detroit. Little shock there. Detroit's supposed to be this big team. And Baker Mayfield said, I don't think so. So that happened. Like I said, I'm going to go through quick because a lot of them I didn't see. I just saw little updates here and there. And I'm going by score. Green Bay at home beats Indianapolis. 2 teams that are probably going nowhere. So that was that. Cleveland beat Jacksonville. Like I said, Jacksonville's there. Most people had Jacksonville behind high because they were home and they have a team. They have a great quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is not good. He's great. He needs a team around him. This is obviously why Cleveland just came in and kind of took the day. Another one. Minnesota home against San Francisco, who destroyed the Jets last week. Now, Minnesota's missing a running back, which they did pretty good against the Jets. Now, maybe the Jets weren't prepared for this, and that's why they didn't get it, but Minnesota did. And Sam Darnold, in this system, is amazing. Like, go away. Clear. Anyway, okay. So, like, Sam Darnold, I don't know. Sam Darnold seems like he's found his place and he's not going anywhere. That's fine. Next. In overtime, Seattle beats in New England. Okay. That's to be expected. Seattle, I mean, New England, they play tough at home. They're going to play tough at home, but they may not win that many. Jets, we went over. Giants, we went over. Arizona destroyed the Rams. Kyler Murray, I underestimated. There's no doubt I underestimated. That probably won't happen again. Pittsburgh beat Denver. Pittsburgh, without Russell Wilson, beat Denver. Okay. I guess Justin Fields might be better than we think. Kansas City, Cincinnati. Talk about, this is what I was talking about. They won 26-25. The game was Cincinnati's most of the game. Don't bet against Andy. Andy will figure it out. Andy and his coaches put the plays in. And when Kelsey's not on, and Worthy is getting covered, and Rice does 1 or 2 things, which is great, this is what's going to happen. Houston, I talked about. Philly, we talked about. Okay, so that's that. Comments, we got 2. Let's start today. The past is the past. Okay, I guess. Anyway, so news of week 3. There isn't too much, really. I mean, let's see. Let's go to home. The ESPN NFL home. Let's see if there's any news. I don't think there is. How Derek Carr's offseason reset helped the Saints start strong. Well, this might be the reason the Saints beat the Eagles next week. Dolphins. Okay, here's a big one. This is what I was talking about before. Dolphins plays Tua Tagovailoa. I'll just say Tua on IR after his concussion. That's 4 weeks minimum that he's on concussion protocol. So don't be picking the Dolphins for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Don't think it's going to happen. Chiefs bring on Hunt to replace RB to practice squad. So Pacheco got hurt and might still be hurt next week. They might be bringing up Kareem Hunt, who hasn't played in a while and was their MVP back in 2017. So that could be interesting. Rodgers reflects on age, special to be playing. Okay, that's silly. Steelers Week 3 plan features Fields as QB1. Well, that's been the case for 2 weeks. Buckner put on IR, struggling Colts D takes hit. Yeah, Colts taking a hit. That's not a good thing for their team as a whole. Giants plays Gano on IR, pick up Lions Joseph. So we got a kicker, but is he going to be good enough? Eagles Barkley, let my team down with drop. Now you see again. What did I say in the beginning? That was number 3. The number 3 bad thing that happened. The first 2 don't happen. We don't get to number 3. I'm telling you, you kick that field goal, you don't get to number 3, and you don't get to number 2 because you don't have to worry about 70 yards in 6 plays. I hate to defend Barkley, and he had a good game. He won me my week. You know, I'm 1-1 in my fantasy. Thank God. I really want that WWE belt. I really do. And then lastly, Panthers bench Young to start Dalton versus Raiders. Well, Dalton's losing to the Raiders. It's not happening. Not much else. Let me say this about Miami real quick. And I know I got some Miami fans who might watch. Your coach needs to grow a pair. McDaniel looks like a boy. Has a beard, so it shows he's not a boy. But I'm sorry. You can't act... He's hurt. He's got a concussion. That's how he talks. Belichick was... I don't want to talk about that. We'll go to the next question. That's why you didn't question Belichick. That's why you wanted to, but you didn't. McDaniel? Dude, you're killing me. I don't want to take your man card away, but dude, you got to man up. Like Tua, I get he's your best friend. At least it seems like it. But you are the coach of a National Football League team. Act like one. I think Bill Parcells needs to go down there just to, mentor him for a little bit. Mina Kimes, Dolphins in tricky situation with Tua's future. You think? You just paid the man a lot of money, and now he's hurt with another concussion. 4th in 3 years. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Let me get off of this part, and we'll go to this, and I see I'm down to 1, and that's fine. Let me get to this. I had to bring someone down off the ledge, seemingly a little bit yesterday. Taylor Swift, is she an NFL nuisance? Are NFL fans overreacting? Network darling during broadcast that allegedly boosts ratings. I mean, does she really boost the ratings? What's my take on this media blitz called Travis and Taylor? I'm for it. Okay? To an extent. I'm for it. It's good for the NFL. To an extent. Where I have the issue is when you're directing a Kansas City game and you know the play is coming back because of a flag or the possibility of a flag, and that involves a play with Travis Kelce. I implore the director to do this. Don't go to Taylor right away, because she doesn't know what she's cheering for. She thinks her man did a great thing. She didn't see the flag that the rest of us on TV plus people in the crowd saw. Most of us who saw that flag go down knew that ball was coming back. Don't go to Taylor when there's a flag and it's coming back. It looks bad on you. That's the issue I have with the Taylor Swift in the NFL. Is that the networks, CBS this past week, NBC, and ABC and ESPN to an extent, because I think they might have had a Kansas City game or two, they cater to her. All the NFL is doing, think about it, is, it's a free marketing for a different base that they don't ever get. Taylor Swift is not New Kids on the Block. Taylor Swift is not naughty by nature. This is a whole different dynamic of people. Girls, homosexual men, and others, because those are the two big ones that like Taylor Swift. And it's mainly kids, 13 to 22, 25, and maybe older because she's been around a while. Understand, she's still going to be there. What the directors of these games need to do is manage it better. Don't put her in a position where she looks stupid and you get all this vitriol from NFL fans who aren't Taylor Swift fans who are going to get upset about this. It's not her fault she's there. She may not pay to get in because she's the boyfriend of a player, but because she's the biggest star, she's going to be photographed. She's going to be videoed. What do you as an NFL fan don't get on that? I make a joke, and apparently I ticked off a couple friends. I said, let's guess how many times she's going to be on. Just as a fun thing. And I get railed for that. Okay, fine. That won't happen again. But my point is, this is going to keep happening because she's dating him. What happens when she marries him? Or he marries her? This is real life. This is what we're going to see. Either get on board or don't. But stop complaining about it. Because it's not going to help your argument when something good for them happens. 2 comments. Yeah, I've been going on, guys. Sorry. You're right. Taylor is good for ratings, but the NFL needs to maintain the integrity of the sport and limit her cam reviews. But you're spot on. Yep. Yeah. I feel I'm spot on. I wish more people would see that I'm spot on. Like, this needs to be communicated in a better way amongst higher people who I don't work. Okay? They need to figure this out. They need to hear what I'm saying. I am the NFL fan that can communicate what should be done. I am the NFL fan that can logically, with words, actually say, this is good, but this needs to be done. Okay, I said my piece. College picks. Here we go. So, this I did better. And you're going to see, one, I really did hit, and I really wish I put money on it. So, on the 13th, Friday the 13th, Arizona at Kansas State, I had that. Alabama, number 4 Alabama at Wisconsin, had that. Arkansas at Michigan, I had that. Next, Ball State at Miami. Miami took them to school, 62-0. Notre Dame had a comeback, finally, 66-7. VMI at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, okay. We get that you can play. You didn't need to destroy VMI. Anyway, Appalachian State eked out a win. I was going for a while with this team. Appalachian State did get me that win. Utah State beat Utah. Wait, did I say that? Yeah. Yeah, Utah beat, I'm sorry, reverse that what I just said. Utah beat Utah State. And look at what I did in that game. Not only did I predict it right, I got the score right. I've never got a score right. College or NFL. I wish I had a flasher. Like, that is there. Utah and Utah State. I know nothing about the Pac-12 or SWAC or wherever the heck they are. But I got that right. 17 points, perfect on the spot with the score. Anyway, okay, so I got that one. UConn versus Duke. Got that win. Duke's pretty good. Remember, they got Daniel Jones. They do produce decent quarterbacks. Well, team, a whole different story. Texas destroyed UTSA. Not surprised on that. Big news on that front, if you're not a college fan. Guess who's starting now because Quinn Ewers is out? Arch Manning. I went a little overboard on Facebook saying that, Giants need to get Arch Manning. Giants need to get Arch Manning. He's not coming out for 2 years, and that's a good point. He's probably not coming out for 2 to 3 years. Ewers, on the other hand, might not be a bad idea. So maybe we draft him. Maybe we get the number 1 pick. Maybe we draft him. That's early, but we'll see. Georgia, number 1, beats Kent. See, was it? Oh, Kentucky. I'm saying Kent State. Now, I watched this game. God help me if Georgia actually lost. Now, what they did lose by only winning by 1 point was they lost their number 1 seed. Texas now has that. But the fact, Georgia, they need to recoup. They really do. I don't understand what they thought with Kentucky, that Kentucky was just going to be a rollover. Like, they had it. Their defense is solid. Kentucky defense is solid. You got to watch Kentucky in the SEC. They're going to throw people for a loop, I tell you. Northern Iowa, 24 over Nebraska, 27. I got Nebraska won that game to 31-3. Notice a lot of wins. Next, 3 more wins. Colorado over Colorado State. I gave Colorado State a little too much. Whatever. There's Kent State. Tennessee destroyed Kent State. Not even, there's a 0 there. That's true. 71-0. And then BYU beat Wyoming 34-10. BYU is going to get in the top 25 at some point. Next, SDSU at California. California did win. Pretty close. I was close. 31-10. I was really close. So 31-17. Here's my 1 loss. Killed me. It's because I don't know Monmouth as much as I should. I thought Maine would win. Maine then tends to have a better defense. No, they don't. Monmouth 51-22 in Maine. So good for Monmouth, and they're on TV next week. I saw that on the scoreboard. Let's see. Where's Monmouth? 6 o'clock they're playing. They're at Florida International at 6 o'clock, and they're on ESPN Plus. So that'll be interesting. So I went 15-1. I am 37-11 with a 771 winning percentage in college. That's not bad. I wish I could be as good in professional. Comments, let's see. Did your New York backdrop get smaller? Yeah, it's a little, it's just a little, I had my kids this weekend, and I moved it. I didn't move it back. That's the only reason why it's like that. So I'll have to adjust it down the road. It's been a long week. My coworker has been out of work. He's got the flu. So it's the fact that I got all this done is an absolute miracle. Okay, so here is my week 4 picks. We'll go through them quick because not many people will understand unless they're college people. So on 19th, South Alabama, I got Appalachian State beating them 23-17. Number 4, Illinois, losing to number 22, Nebraska, 36-28. Now, I'm going to stop there real quick. Nebraska, interestingly, if you haven't seen the video, there's a video out there of Nebraska before they start the game. Yes, I know. Yes, you're playing. Okay, whatever. I'll do it later. So yeah, Yankees are playing at 9:40. So anyway, Nebraska has this beginning of how they start. Now we all know Nebraska's in the middle of the country. I didn't know that the stadium turned it into a nightclub, like something that Shaquille O'Neal would be DJing. Like that's how amazing this looked. Like when I saw it, I was a little wowed. I'm like, I would expect to see this in Piscataway, not Nebraska. So it was very interesting. I think Nebraska's going somewhere. Be prepared. Nebraska in the next 2 years could be a top 10 team. Not just because of what I said with their stadium. I think people are going to see that Nebraska is the place to play. The Cornhuskers are going to actually be something like they probably were in the 90s. If you remember 1992, 1, maybe even 88, 89, they were really good back then. I think they'll be coming back sooner than later. Syracuse I have Syracuse beating Stanford. Stanford is in the Big East now, or Big 10, which is the Big 18 technically. Stanford, they're going to have their hits going cross country. And I think this is one of them. They're going to lose by 4. Friday, I have Ohio State beating Marshall. It's probably going to be worse, but I suspect Marshall's a pretty decent team. They're not going to let that be that like that. Clemson should beat new NC State by 32 points. That should be an easy win. This is going to be interesting. I didn't want to pick Florida to win because I don't think they're that good. Mississippi State, I think, will win by 3. Kent State playing another game that's in my. They play some tough teams. They're playing Penn State, who in Penn State they're going to get probably destroyed. The big game of the week, one of the big games, USC at Michigan. Expect USC to win this game. Michigan is going to start winning bigger games. They're going to be out of the top 25. It's just that's an inevitability. I'm shocked they're even still numbered. UCLA at LSU. LSU will beat UCLA. Hands down, that's almost a guarantee. Notre Dame at Miami of Ohio. Expected to be another slobber knocker. Next, Rutgers at Virginia Tech. Rutgers should win by a touchdown. Georgia Tech at Louisville. Louisville should win by 6, maybe even 10. I think Georgia Tech is good, but Louisville's just that much better. Northern Illinois, the shocker of Notre Dame, who now ranked, is playing Buffalo. That will beat them handily. Utah going to Oklahoma State. That's going to be a tough one. I think a 3-point game, that could even go into overtime. I suspect that could go to overtime. I think Miami might struggle here. I mean, I think they're favored by more than this, but I don't suspect that they're going to be able to just disseminate the team that they play. And since Monmouth shocked me, I'm going to say Monmouth will beat Florida International by 4. Last picks. Oh no, this is the last picks. 3 comments. Wow, okay, I'll get to it. TCU over SMU. I had to put that in. That's the shortest one. And I think TCU was going to be on the up and coming. Number 6, Tennessee versus number 5, Oklahoma. That's the upset of the day for me. Oklahoma wins in Oklahoma by 3, 34-31. Georgia Southern against number 5, Ole Miss. Ole Miss will blow them out. Texas, now new number 1, will be playing UL Monroe, University of Louisiana Monroe. I suspect they'll be shut out. Portland State at Boise State. Boise State, I have a hankering, I guess, for Boise State to do well. I'd love to see that blue field in the 12. But right now, they're not ranked, so we'll see. Boise State, though, I think beats Portland State. And then number 13, I did 2 hats. Look at that. Kansas State at BYU. I think BYU actually will win that game. So I think there'll be, I guess, technically 2 upsets. I think BYU beats Kansas State. Kansas State's going to take a step back. So I picked 22 games. That's a lot of games I picked. So I feel I'm doing better with college. So let's see if I could do more with different games. All right, let's see. Let's go to Nebraska. Everybody else spin the records, Brian. Well, I don't know. I think unless you can spin records, you know. Oh, maybe you're Jerry Till. Yeah, maybe Jerry. Are you Jerry Till? Anyway, Chazz will dance with Beth, whether it be. That's possible, at least with Beth. I don't know about Weatherby. She got a man. We'll make it rain. Well, Nebraska, that's not that's a very good possibility. All right, so let's go to the MLB a little bit. Who's where and what? Let's see. Any different news? I mean, the Yankees are playing tonight. I don't know what they're still. It's still tight. So honestly, you know, the Yankees are. We're probably talking next week a little bit more because we'll be a lot closer to the end. They're definitely up there, you know, to be the number 1 seed, which will be great. The Mets are inching their way in. They won an EQ last night. They what was it? Walk off by Marte Parte. Marte hit a single into left field in the 10th inning, and now they're doing pretty good. So MLB put out predictions for their all MLB predictions. Catcher, William Contreras. Okay, I'll go there. Vladimir Guerrero, agree with that. That's the only Blue Jay you'll see on that list. Ketel Marte for second base. Okay. Jose Ramirez for third base. Okay. Easy one for shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. 2 outfielders, of course, 2 New York Yankees, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, with Jarren Duran. And, of course, Ohtani as DH. Pitchers will be Skubal, Sale, Wheeler, Skeens, and Lugo. The fact that Lugo is 5th on that is very interesting. Like, Skubal and Skeens didn't start the year. Why don't you put Chris Sale, Wheeler, and Lugo, and then you put Skubal and Skeens? I mean, let's be real. And then the relief pitcher, Clase and Miller. Miller from the A's. Those are pretty good predictions. I'd go with almost all of them, honestly. Like I said, I'd change the pitchers around because, I mean, Skubal and Skeens have done very good things over a small period of time. These other 3 pitchers have done it for the whole year. You left Cole out. I mean, Cole hasn't been perfect throughout his limited time. I mean, and that's part of the problem. He's not Skeens. Skeens has been almost perfect. So I get that, but you gotta think about Cole too. Suggested follows. All right, I'll follow. I can't follow? Whatever. Okay, fine. Oh, we gotta log in. Whatever. Wait, can I log in? Hold on. Let's see if I can log in. Let's see if it pops up. Can I log in? Do I have a login? It's slow, but oh my god, my throat is going. You should already have my favorite team. Okay, MLB.com, you're being weird. All right. I'm not going to do that this week. I've done a lot of reports that are just not like off the cuff. I'm done doing that. At least for this week. Next, WWE Bad Blood, October 5th, exclusively on Peacock. I don't think they've added any matches that I've already talked about. And I'm kind of glad I didn't watch last night because these are the results. CM Punk promised to take Drew McIntyre to hell. And a 3-minute long. It says it's 3 minutes long. It probably was longer. This is getting old fast, in my opinion. Pete Dunne defeats Sheamus. I guess it's about time, and Sheamus is getting older. But I mean, if we're gonna have Pete Dunne start beating people, then at least give him a chance to win a singles title. Natalia defeats Zoe Stark. I think they were in Canada, so I think that's why Natalia's been winning. She's up there too. Like I could see she's about to retire probably soon. Braun Breaker and Jey Uso engaged in fiery face-off. That's going to be worth watching Bad Blood. Even if Uso loses, I think that's going to be a great match. Jey Uso, he's up there, like, to be an individual leader in this whatever tier he happens to go into. He theoretically could be in the WWE championship wherewithal at some point too. I could see it's possible. I don't think he could go back to tag, but we'll see. Judgment Day defeats New Day to retain World Tag Team title. See, I think they're going to break the New Day up, or at least take Xavier Woods out, because Woods is going to want to do some type of individual. You know what WWE should do? And it's just a thought. And I know they got this WWE Speed on Wednesdays on X. And they got NXT. You do have a lot of smaller guys again. And you've said in the past, and I'm talking, when I say you, I talk WWE. You've said in the past you're going back to the Attitude Era. If this is true, and you're going back to the Attitude Era, like you're going to Netflix, so you can now curse, you can now do more adult things, why don't we bring back the lightweight, cruiserweight championship? You've got a lot of smaller guys. You got a bunch of luchadors. I mean, all they can do is now tag team. That's really all they can do. It's a thought. Maybe we need to get behind this a little bit more for wrestling fans. Just saying. Like, let's... LWO, there's another one. The LWO, however, offset the Judgment Day's interference. Okay, LWO. Not one person over 210. They need to be on... like a cruiserweight thing or something. A cruiser. I get maybe the hardcore is probably closer to coming back because they're bringing a lot. Like Michin, if you ever heard of Michin, look her up if you haven't. She's a very hardcore type person. She reminds me of a hardcore Holly or a Steve Blackman, who used the kendo sticks a lot. Like that's who she reminds me of, and you're going to see that, especially with this Wyatt 6. You're going to probably see that too with some of those people doing that with the hardcore. All right. I don't think there was much on SmackDown. Let's see. I can go to shows. I'm not even going to talk about the Judgment Day because honestly, that's got to be broken up at sometime soon. There's SmackDown. Okay, let's see. That's not what I want. I'm not going to Ticketmaster. They have these pop-ups to buy tickets. That's right. That's what we watched on Friday night. So Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are joining forces to go against the Bloodline and Bad Blood. That's going to be interesting to see. And I'll say this. I like the fact that they're teaming up. I suspect they're going to win and beat the Bloodline, but then someone's turning on someone. And the easy one would be Roman turning on Cody. I could also see Cody turning on Roman. Like, Cody doesn't want to be part of this Bloodline story anymore. You got to think he's done with it. The storyline is the storyline. He's won every story. Can he go somewhere else? Can somebody else come up? It's kind of like Kevin Owens was that guy, because they really don't have anybody else on SmackDown. Like Randy Orton would have been great. Problem is he's on Raw. They don't have anybody else. I mean, look at the matches. Like Solo Sikoa is one of those guys, but here's the problem with Solo. He's a one-trick pony with that thumb. He's not that great. He's Yokozuna, just not as fat. And that's one of his people he's related to. Andrade downs Mello in the number one contenders battle, which was like the fifth or sixth time they've actually wrestled each other. Andrade's a better wrestler than him. Andrade should be up there. He could be up there. He's still got ways to go. And then Randy Orton was the mystery partner with Kevin Owens against who was this stupid group? Doesn't say. Austin Theory and the Dippy from Australia. Austin Down Under, I think it's called, or whatever it is. That's a team that needs to break up too. And then, yeah, Giovanni Vinci to Apollo Crews, your win lacked class. Okay, none of these guys are anywhere close to Cody Rhodes. Like none of these SmackDown guys are close. Now, today's date is the 17th. What was last week? The 13th. What was SmackDown on? USA. First time. It's 2 hours. When's it going to be 3? Like, we can make it 3. I'm waiting. I'm waiting with bated breath that SmackDown starts at 8, ends at 11 on USA. It doesn't have to stop on Fox for the Fox News anymore. So that's that. That's SmackDown. That's Raw. I'm not going to talk about NXT. I don't watch NXT because obviously it's on now. I will talk about this. I did watch this on Sunday. The Emmy nominations aired. Nominations. I kept that in stupidly. The Emmys aired on Sunday at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. My quick thoughts. So let's see who won. If you don't know already, I got a list here, so I'm just going to go quick. Hacks won for Best Comedy Series. Never seen it. I'm interested in watching it. The only other one I want to watch that was listed is The Bear. And how is The Bear a comedy? Like, really? How is The Bear a comedy? Somebody tell me. Comment. What's NXT? You don't watch WWE. NXT is basically the minor leagues for WWE. That's what it is. I mean, I'm going to run out of this soda. Yeah, so I think Curb Your Enthusiasm is a comedy. Probably this will be its last year. They're done. Abbott Elementary could be a good winner. What We Do in the Shadows is a weird comedy. And then Reservation Dogs, never heard of. And Only Murders in the Building. I don't see how murder is a comedy, but it is what it is. Drama series, Shogun. I do want to see that. That does look interesting. Other shows, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, off the movie. Three Body Problem, never heard of it. The Crown, I got to see that from the beginning. There's a lot of shows I got to see from the beginning. The Gilded Age, sounds interesting. Fallout, I think that was a game, if I'm correct. The Morning Show, I do want to see that. One of these days I will catch that. Slow Horses, never heard of it. I'm gonna go just winners in the actors and actresses. I'm not gonna say everybody. Hiroyuki Sanada from Shogun won lead actor in the drama series, and then also Shogun lead actress won Anna Sawai. Beat Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. Supporting actress went to the Bear, Liza Colon Zayas. Beat big people like Meryl Streep, Carol Burnett, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Janelle James. Big names, plus the girl from Hacks, Hannah Einbender. Big names, she won. Go figure. Lead actor in a limited series. Baby Reindeer's Richard Gadd. I'm curious to watch Baby Reindeer. I've heard interesting things about Baby Reindeer. And lead actress went to Jodie Foster, True Detective. Go figure. Jodie Foster. It was in an anthology series, which I didn't know. The one I expected to win, who did not win, and they're talking a lot about how it's shocking that she didn't win, was Sofia Vergara in Griselda. I've yet to see it. I want to see it. I've heard a lot of good things about Griselda. Supporting actor in a drama series, Billy Cudrup of The Morning Show. Go figure. Of anybody of The Morning Show, Billy Cudrup beat John Hamm. Go figure. And the Shogun guy didn't win. And the lead actor in the comedy series, the lead actor in The Bear, Jeremy Allen White. So he beat Steve Martin, he beat Martin Short, he beat Larry David, the guy from Reservation Dogs, and Matt Berry, who's, I think, the lead vampire in What We Do in the Shadows. Writing, okay, that went to Baby Reindeer. Lead actress in a comedy series went to Jean Smart for the sixth time apparently she's won. I maybe not just for Hacks. I think she did win for Designing Women as well way back when. Beat out Quinta Brunson. Go figure. Quinta Brunson was that. She's a big time actress now with that show. We got a comment. Is Baby Rain? There's a movie coming out with a Santa Claus theme. No, Baby Reindeer is not about. It's got more of a dramatic theme to it. What else? The Traitors won Best Reality over The Amazing Race, Top Chef, The Voice, and RuPaul's Drag Race. The Traitors, which is a show from Europe, came to America and they've won. Go figure. Supporting actress in the drama series, the woman who plays Princess Diana, Elizabeth Debicki, she won. Beat out Christine Baranski and everybody else. Who's not as big. Oh, Holland Taylor. You might not know the name, but you know the face and you know who she is. She was Charlie and why am I forgetting his name? 2.5 Men. She was the mother of Charlie and who was John Cryer's name? I can't remember. But Holland Taylor was the mother. She's on the morning show now with all those actors and actresses that are in that show. But she lost to Princess Diana. Supporting actress in a limited anthology series. Another Baby Reindeer winner, Jessica Gunning. I would start today, if you're into drama, or this is a dramatic movie. I looked this up a little bit. This Jessica Gunning is a bit of a crazy character. Like you gotta. I've read a lot about it, and she's very interesting. Also in it is a transgender woman, who I didn't see as a. I didn't know she was a man at one point. Her name is Nava Mao. Nava Mao is a transgender woman. Sounds like she could have been a man, but she's definitely a woman. Now, anyway, that's who was in that category and in that movie as well. Supporting actor, also The Bear. So, The Bear and The Crown and Shogun, they were all big winners that night. Another comment. I like to laugh, cry, and sing. Okay, I get that. Supporting actor, Fargo limited anthology series went to Baby Reindeer over Lessons in Chemistry, Ripley, True Detective, Night Country, and Fargo. The Primetime Emmy Governors Award. Now, I didn't know who this person was until I started seeing some clips of it. It didn't click right away. Greg Berlanti is the name. He won the Primetime Emmy Governors Award, like a Lifetime Achievement Award type thing. He made everything from Supergirl to Dawson's Creek to a bunch of different things. But he worked for the WB, and he's done a bunch of CW shows, The Flash. Like that name resonates in my mind, and I never made the connection. So good for him, and he actually is a big proponent of the LGBTQ community, and good for him to do that. I didn't realize that at first, that he started this all the way back in Dawson's Creek. There was a gay character in Dawson's Creek later in the years of Dawson's Creek. Yes, I watched it. I dated a girl that watched it. I had no choice. Anyway. Jen, if you ever watch, yes, you were the one that did it. I also love popcorn. Of course you do. Most of us do. Daily Show won talk show host. Talk series. Will Smith, not the Will Smith from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, won for writing of it for a drama series. Writing for a variety series went to John Oliver for last week with John Oliver. Also, he won Best Scripted Variety Series. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm going to lose my voice if I do it. Okay. So what's premiering tonight? It's on right now. DWTS. Do we know what DWTS stands for? I'll give a minute. If not, I'll tell you. All right. DWTS, Dancing with the Stars. I don't know who's in it. I'm not going to get into it. But that's on tonight. I think there's a couple people actually do know who's in it. And also High Potential. Big show coming from ABC. It's about a woman who is a single mother with a baby, becomes a detective. Cute woman with long legs, and that's their premise. It sounds interesting, and she says she has a 160 IQ, which that obviously tells us she's supposedly smart. So I don't know if this is going to be a Monk type thing or is it something else. We'll see. This is tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I want to. I feel like I should, but I'm so slighted from The Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor, that I'm not sure I want to watch the Golden Bachelorette, even though it's somebody completely different. Oh, I didn't accept cookies. I guess. Anyway. I do have this up. Ultimate Guide to Watch on Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, Max, and more in September. So this has already come out. Some of these that are here. English Teacher on FX. It came out September 2nd. Anybody I know who's in it? I don't. So it came out on FX September 2nd. Fight Night came out on Peacock. They've been promoting this all over WWE. Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist. Stars Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Hart, also oh god, I'm going to screw this up and Beth's going to kill me. Tajari P. Henson, Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle. Interesting. Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. Do we know how they're connected? Anybody? Marvel Universe? Anybody? Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle played the same character in 2 different Iron Man movies. Terrence Howard thought he was supposed to be American Patriot, and Terrence Howard lost that to Don Cheadle. Don't know how. And Terrence Howard supposedly didn't like that. Now they're working together, and it's an Empire reunion as well. Pretty interesting. Comment. I love to the what to watch segment. Nice. Yeah, you know what? Especially now, around this time, this is a good time for it. The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman and Eve Hewson, whoever Eve Hewson is. So that sounds interesting. Perfect Couple. Oh, you also know who's in it. They didn't state in the paragraph, but Liev Schreiber's in it. Good old Liev Schreiber from Hard Knocks and what was the movie? With Brad Pitt's ex-wife. Why am I forgetting? Anyway, so yeah, Liev Schreiber's in it. Oh, Dakota Fanning's in it as well. The Boy and the Heron on Max. That sounds like a. Oh, it's an best animated feature. Okay, it's animated. Never mind. The Old Man season 2. So there is a season 1. I've heard this is pretty good. Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow. I've heard that's pretty good. 3 Women. Never heard of it. I don't know the names. Shailene Woodley's in it. Okay, we know who she is. Tulsa King season 2. Still got to see season 1 of Sylvester Stallone's Tulsa King. American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez. September 17th. That is today on FX. Probably should tape it because I'm going to watch High Potential. But it's going to be on Hulu too the day after, so I can watch it there. Thankfully, that does look like an interesting story. I mean, we all know, if you know a little bit about Aaron Hernandez and his story, this is going to make it more connect. At least it should. So we'll see. Tomorrow, Agatha All Along on Disney Plus. The first 2 episodes drop. As it says here, after the events of WandaVision, if we saw WandaVision, we know what WandaVision is. The witch Agatha Harkness, who is played by Kathryn Hahn, finds herself in the worst place she could be, without her powers, and trapped by one of Wanda's, Elizabeth Olsen's, spells. It's only after meeting a goth teen, portrayed by Heartstopper's Joe Locke, guessing he's cute, that she begins to dream of regaining her magic. So she's dreaming about this. Interesting. There's just one problem. They must survive a journey through the Deadly Witch's Road. Here's everything you need to know about Agatha all along, which is helmed by WandaVision showrunner Jack Schaefer, who also stars Shir Zamata from Deadpool fame, Ali An, I think she was in WandaVision, Maria Diza. How did I get that name screwed up? Patty LuPone is in this, and Aubrey Plaza, and Deborah Jo Rupp. Okay, so though, if you know Deborah Jo Rupp, that 70s show, Patty LuPone, Oblada, Life Goes On. I think it was Life Goes On, if I remember what that's called. And Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Recreation and other different movies that she's been in, and she's very cute. So that's Agatha all along. Another comment from Start Today. What's your favorite Netflix show of all time? I don't got time for that, bro. Don't got time for that. Maybe ask me that next week. It's an hour and 11. I let me look it up. I have to look it up because I honestly have not watched Netflix in a while, and I got Peacock, I got Hulu, I got ESPN Plus, I got Apple Plus through Bri the Biker. He actually gave his son Apple Plus, so we actually have it in our house. And Amazon Prime. We have all those. So Netflix is there too. It's just we just haven't got to it. I'll get to it once WWE goes there. So we'll see. I'll let you know maybe next week. The Penguin is also coming out. It's a DC TV show. They're releasing a DC TV show the day after a Marvel show. Is very choice, but HBO is banking on one of Batman's most famous villains to steal some of Agatha All Along's magic. Colin Farrell reprises his role as Oz Cobb, the Penguin from the 2022's Batman. So that's interesting. So this is a Penguin who's returning. That is very interesting. Showing some layers of the character with Batman not hogging the screen all the time. In this case, the Penguin is not expected to be part of James Gunn's new extended DC universe. However, anything's possible, and everything we know about the Penguin. Let's see. What in the world is that? Oh, Peacock, yes. I'm excited about. Okay, you're excited about Penguin? We got to learn how to spell. Sorry about that, bro. Netflix best shows. Let's see. Will it show it? No. I got to click into it, so I ain't doing it. There's a bunch of others I got to click into. Okay. Maybe another day I'll do that. All right, let's do a little promo. They're not paying me, but I wanted to at least see if I could do it. Update. Landmark, New Jersey restaurant at 7600 Kane. I'm going to pronounce it like Kane Avenue in Pennsauken. So it's way down. I looked it up. It's south of Camden, just off of Turnpike Exit 4. And they're Pennsauken, New Jersey. That's the zip. Announced on Facebook. We will reopen on Friday, September 20th. Come hungry. www.thepubnj.com. I kind of want to go. I'd love to go there to see. Their food looks good. Now, granted, it's an hour and 20 minutes from Carteret. So the time to go will be the time we bring Nate down there. Now, Friday is the 20th. We're bringing Nate down. Maybe we take a ride. I'll see if Beth is into that. We'll see. Another comment. I'm sorry, I'm a bad speller. Did you go to public school or Catholic school? That's what I want to know. Public school or Catholic school? Beth will yell at me for that one, I'm sure. Because I went to Catholic school and she didn't, and that's what I talk about, or have talked about. So they do have. Okay, let me go back to the other one real quick. So there is a article. That's where I got it from 94.3 The Point. They have an article out about it. It closed down in early July. They were changing some things inside. It says, please, please, please. Somebody said, please don't change the inside. So they had to update something. The message was posted on Facebook on Friday. Oh, I'm on this. I'm on the page. I'm on their Instagram page. So their Instagram page is The Pub Pensauken on Instagram. I started following them. They have 431 followers, and they follow actually 4. And they only have 7 posts. But the 7 posts are basically we will be opening. Yeah, okay, they haven't updated. This is when was this? 42 weeks ago. So they haven't updated their Instagram in a while. I'm sure they will. Anyway, okay, so that was that. What else we got? A celestial spectacle. Yes, that's right. So outside, I saw this on CNN. An email from CNN. Celestial spectacle, Tuesday's fall harvest supermoon also will create a partial lunar eclipse. So be outside. It's going to be for about an hour. Who knows if it's already done? I don't know. Will appear as if a bite has been taken out of the moon. And that will be visible. I had to put in 2 different things. Visible over Europe and much of Asia, Africa, and North America and South America. So almost all over the world, for the most part, minus the northern and southern areas. But that's pretty cool. Like the moon's going to look like that. So if people who don't have trees around and you're going to see the moon, take a look. Maybe take a picture or 2. And I did get an email. So start today and whoever else is on. Does anyone have this? The ad says from the email, cook rice perfectly every time with the new rice robot. I kind of want to get one. And with Beth not able to eat rice going forward, and maybe I'll explain why down the road because I got to get her permission to talk about this. But let's put it this way. I love rice. So I might have to buy this for me to start making. And Beth will tell you, probably after her rant about the Eagles next week, how much I can't cook. And I don't cook. I put pizzas in today. That's about as far as I can go. It's just how I was raised. Anyway, that's something I want to get. I'd love to hear comments from everybody and anybody who might have one or is thinking of getting one. This looks very interesting. Comment. Let's start today. Do you got one? I love celestial events, and I would love a rice robot. Like I said, look it up. It looks like it's a very interesting thing. Okay, we got birthdays of the week. We got yesterday's birthdays. Teresa Farmer, I know her through bowling. Happy birthday. Chrissy Polanco. I used to work with her at National Starch. No, it had to be Merck. I think it was Merck. Chrissy Polanco, happy birthday, 30. She was young then, so this is going back 10 years. She was in her 20s back then. 38 years old. Happy birthday. Howie Pierce. He lived up the street from me on the other street, and he's one of the. There's a lot of Eatontown people on this birthday week. There really is. Howie Pierce, happy birthday. And Elisa Gibson, I worked with you at Amazon, I believe. I worked at the Robbinsville Amazon for 3 years. I know about 100 plus people from that place alone. And I still keep in contact here and there with most of them, at least through Facebook, So, one birthday today. Happy birthday to Jay Arantino. An Eatontown friend. We didn't hang out that much, but we know each other. We definitely know family. Our family knows each other. The Arantinos knows the Kwasses. Jay's a little older than me. Happy birthday, Jay. He was part of the friend crew probably who was a little farther up the street from me. Yeah, birthday, I guess what would be cool? Get a rice robot and use it on the show. Yeah, you just made me laugh, dude. That's funny. Okay, tomorrow and beyond, we got Wednesday. On Wednesday is the 18th. Brian McLaughlin, an Eatontown fireman, first aider, and Eatontown family friend. He turns 51. The oldest person I think I've ever put on here. She is my aunt 2 times over, 3 times over on my dad's side. Sure, my Aunt Shirley. I remember I knew her as Aunt Shirley. I met her, and I think I've been around her like 2 or 3 times at most in my lifetime. I believe she's still up there in Massachusetts. Shirley Kowats. I got to say this right, and I've been talking for almost an hour and a half now. Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski. That's how you pronounce that. Shirley Kwiatkowski. And I hope I said it right. Maybe my cousins or my uncle can tell me if I said that right or not. Happy, 90 years old. Congratulations. I would love to see her one time soon. I've never been to Massachusetts other than to drive through it. So, from Vermont. So I would love to, visit more family that I haven't seen in forever. Michael Hunter, another Amazon. Happy birthday, 33. One of the younger people I know, except for the next person next to him, who I knew through my ex-wife. It was her niece, Jessica, now Argenzio. That's her married name. Why am I forgetting what her maiden name? I don't remember. But Jessica, she's doing very well for herself. Just had her first kid, if I remember correctly. Matthew and Derek McAvoy, twins I played baseball with. Dave Pulaski and guys from I was in my early 30s when I played baseball with late teens and early 20 guys. Matthew and Derek, they were twins. I played with them. Happy birthday. On Thursday, if you don't know the name, you're not a Giants fan. But if you do know the name, he turns 60 on Thursday. Happy birthday, Bob Papa. And he does the radio for the Giants. Friday, 2 names. At least on this side. There's more on the other. Leo Silveria. I work with him now. I don't think he'll watch. He's not much of a YouTuber, or at least I don't think so. Maybe his son is. Who knows? But Leo, happy birthday. I don't know what your age is. You don't have it on Facebook. James Palumbo. I've known this man for over 30 years. James, how I knew him as Jim, was my friend from freshman year on at CBA. So, like I said, over 30 years. Like, he lived in Oceanport. We grew to be good friends. And we were, at the closest, we were at each other's prom table. Like, I don't remember who he brought who did he bring his? I went to my junior prom with Ellie. Yeah, we were at the same junior and senior prom tables. Ellie Walsh was my junior prom. Senior prom was start today. You know her as Weather Biatch. She was my senior prom date. Yeah, big news there. So, but Jim was. I forgot who Jim was dating. He was either dating or he was. But that's where we were our closest. Like, once he went to college, I went to Brookdale. We started separating. He was doing his thing, I was doing mine. But now he's out in Pennsylvania. He's with his lovely wife, Tara. Tara's been going through things, and my heart's with both of them. And happy birthday, Jim, on Friday. Comment. I love your birthday segment. It's so wholesome, the time you put into sharing memories. Okay, let me put this up. That is pretty cool. So awesome. You're a good egg. I do appreciate that. I for the people I know and the people I see that it's their birthday, I feel I need to take the time. And I think that's a good thing. All right, so we got that. Next is the last of the crew. Lisa Rinaldi Onema. Lisa, if I'm correct, is one of the 2 people that used to cut our cat's nails. She just married her wife a little bit ago, and I've friended her ever since. Happy birthday to her on Friday. Lisa Felice, I used to work with her at Acme. I want to say Tinton Falls. I also want to say Freehold. So it's one of the 2. I don't know if it's Freehold. I don't know if it's Tinton Falls, because there was a lot of people at both. So, Lindsay Klein Harino. If you know her as Lindsay Klein, then you know her on the radio. 105.5 WDHA. She's been on that for a while. She's still on it, if I'm correct. It's her birthday also on Friday. Saturday, another friend from that way back when high school time. Um, yes, I know the Yankees are at 940. Uh, Jen Roman. I've known Jen almost 30 years, if not, yeah, no, probably over 30 years. Like, she lived in Little Silver, where that's where her parents lived. Her younger brother Jimmy, um, and she opened me up like my friend Ian, me personally, okay, to different music, different things in the world. And Jen was younger than me. That's the funny. Like, Ian was my age and a little bit older, and I have never talked about Ian. Maybe one of these days I'll talk about Ian. But and I miss Ian a lot, by the way. Sorry, I relate a lot with Ian to Jen, and Jen was that person for me to kind of. She weirdly enough, Jen, you were also that person that was a bridge to Rebecca, who was my first wife. It was a different thing that bridged us that bridged me to become more of a man in a sense, more of a person, more of a and not as naive. Break me out into the world that I needed to be in. Like, Jen did that for me. Like, Ian did that before that. Like, that there was just an intelligence about that, and that's what I loved about that. And I love about those people. uh, the little emojis, yes. And then the last three, Sunday. Two, I know their birthdays, their dates. David Fuoco and Toby Stark, both Eatontown kids who I grew up with. Toby more than David. I knew Toby a little bit more. He lived actually on an adjacent street from me. I remember we played football. James Palumbo. We played football in Toby's backyard. Was it? No, was it? Wait, no. Scratch that. It wasn't Toby's. It was the Cones. Sorry, Jordan Cone. If that's a name that resonates with anybody, I still remember that name. We played in Jordan Cone's backyard where I tackled Jim for the first time. I think Toby was there too. Actually, it was a bunch of us. Like Robert Weddle, John Weddle, um, me, Jim Palumbo, Corey, Corey Cone, Jordan Cone. I think there was a kid named Danny, and not Rodriguez either. It was another Danny, and I can't think of his name. Bobby Scott might have been there. Dave Pulaski was there. Like, we had a good amount of people there. This is the crew that we used to hang out with back in the late 80s, early 90s, before a lot of us started getting girlfriends. More others than me. I didn't get my girlfriend until senior year. But anyway, Toby Stark, Dave Fuoco, those are the guys we hung out with. Andrew Bobrowski, known him for a few years. Know him through Beth. He's one of Beth's nephews. Um, and he is newly engaged. He is one of the next three weddings I'm going to in the next 9 months. Going to, and all on Beth's side. So it's in 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We're going to his brothers, Andrew's brothers, actually wedding. Ben is getting married. Then Beth's nephew, eldest nephew, Evan, is getting married. And then Andrew gets married. And we'll be at all three of those. So that'll be fun. So it's his birthday on Sunday. Happy birthday, everybody. Andrew, get back in my pool. I know you want to get in. Trust me, I miss you. I miss that you were having fun in this pool. Anyway, that's my plea to Andrew. One more comment. Did they? Maybe now they do. Remember, Iron Man, even though um, it was a comic book back then. Obviously, I get that it was a comic book. Remember, it's Toby Stark, not Tony Stark. Okay, that's number one. Number two, and I think this is pretty clear, and I think Dave and RJ and John and Bobby would all say, and maybe Howie, and Howie was a little bit even younger. Maybe he was into it. We weren't into comic books. That wasn't our thing. You know what was our thing? Playing outside, baseball, football, basketball, tennis. We played a little tennis. We used the tennis ball to play baseball because we didn't want to break windows, even though I did at one point. Yes, I broke a window with a tennis ball. Anyway, that's another story for another time. That wasn't our thing back then. Like we didn't. There was no comic book movies. Our movies back then were. They weren't. There was none like that. I mean, there was Superman. There was Clark Kent. There was Batman had just come out in 1989 for the first time. There was no comic book. That wasn't just that. Where I grew up in Eatontown, that wasn't a thing. Other places, it probably was. Another comment. I played baseball with a Spider-Man outfit. I don't even want to know. That's a little out of my league that I want to talk about. Anyway, why are we NFL Red Zone? I'm not even interested. I'm sorry. They got to get off my phone. All right. So if anybody wants to join in the conversation, this would have been a great one to join in. Like I would have loved to. Hell, it's only 90 minutes. I went quick. I felt like I had to go quick. There's going to be a lot more to talk about, I'm sure. A lot of football stuff. I know I've talked about a lot of it today at work between Tamba and Tim and a couple others. I know Tamba's probably going to watch if he's not watching the Yankee game or anything else. Like I said, I'm going to market this for a little bit and then I'm going to watch High Potential. That looks really good. High Potential, ABC, 10 p.m. That's pretty much it. Okay, let me take my Gmail down. This is it. Okay, next week, same bad time, same bad channel. I don't see anything different other than what might present itself as different next week. Like what's going to happen from now to Monday that's going to be different than week 3 of football, predicting week 4 of NFL, 4 and 5 for college, getting a little bit closer to WWE Bad Blood. And if there's any other TV entertainment BS that we might talk about. So that will be episode 55 on September 24th, 2024. Again, if you like what you hear and like what you see, please subscribe in that little, I'm going to do this somewhere down there, right hand corner. And I'll see you all on the flip side on the 24th. Have a good night and good week.